Food is very much on the agenda at the Asian Financial Forum 2013 here in Hong Kong. And David Farley, who is the CEO of the Australian Agriculture Company, looking at your company, I think you're both in the area of cattle growing as well as, of course, food distribution, food production as well. Which are the areas that you see as the most important as far as you're concerned?
We see ourselves in two core finite areas. We're definitely in the issue of land ownership, and land is a non-repeatable asset. We own and control 1.1% of Australia. On top of that 1.1% of Australia, we run a herd of around 680,000 animals that are principally all focused at the red meat protein markets globally, right from the high end at Harrods in London, right down to the Buxo bulls in Indonesia.
So presumably you see these as investment grade opportunities, but which are the most attractive, would you say?
Well, we've got natural resources. The 1.1% of Australia is an unrepeatable asset. It's an asset that currently is used for grazing and ultimately will be used for arable land and then ultimately industrial land and urbanisation in the longer term. We have genetics that are far superior to the majority of the Australian herd and to many of the herds globally that are giving us a faster, quicker conversion of carbohydrates, our grasses, into red meat protein. But more importantly, we've got size and substance now and a great provenance of 185 years of continual operation, which is unique in agriculture, to deliver a red meat supply chain to the global markets.
That all sounds very, very good, but is the actual capital investment really spread between two completely different kinds of business? I mean, would you say that you'd have to concentrate on one and not the other, or must it be vertically integrated?
Well, it's easily definable. The land is about 60% of our capital employed. The other 40% sits in the genetics, the animals that live on top of it, and the plant and equipment to operate it. One is a long-term appreciating asset. The other one is an annual asset that's continually self-replacing through the correct management of breeding herds.
What are the areas that you see as being most attractive, particularly in 2013, and specifically looking at the Asia Pacific and China?
I think the area that's most attractive to us and is more immediate is the effect of red meat proteins in the diets today. The protein comes in a whole host of forms. It can come in soybean, it can come in chicken, it can come in pork, it can come in lamb, it comes in fish, or alternatively, in our case, red meat protein in beef. It is at the higher end of the food chain. People are aspirational as their incomes grow to participate and eat better. But more importantly, red meat proteins in that first 1,000 days of growth, from gestation through to a 3-year-old child, it gives the opportunity to intellectually develop the mind and the intellect of those people beyond those that miss out on red meat proteins. And
presumably you're looking at China as being the kind of market that is going to be the big one for the future.
Yeah, it is China, but the whole Asian area. Australia has never been as well positioned today in its entire history. We're counter-cyclical, we sit south of the equator, so our production systems flow naturally into the north. We're sitting vertically above one of the fastest growing economic and populated regions in the world. Australia at the moment is a very, very attractive bet in agriculture.
Would you see Hong Kong as being an attractive place from which you can invest, from which you can market as well?
Well, Hong Kong is the capital engine of China and Asia at the moment. Here's where capital comes to pick its choice of allocation or where it goes to. So Hong Kong for us to profile our company, profile our business plan and our key management expertise is an important place in the world.
I wonder if you can really look at the Asian Financial Forum now. It's where you've been talking. What's your impression of the forum itself?
It's impressive. It has been able to harvest its net, has harvested people from a broad spectrum of industry and from broad geographic regions to come together to be educated, to be informed by high quality speakers. It is something of international standards, but the quality of knowledge sharing is beyond belief.